Okay, welcome to AgostoAllElite podcast. This is Richie Augusto, and this is my new co-host, Brian T. Meyer.
How's it going?
Yeah, doing good. So let's start with AEW Dark Elevation. Let's talk about episode 76 of AEW Dark. So the announced team of Magic Menard called the matches for the episode. Tonight's show shows a real Fowler, so let's get right to it. Josh Woods versus Eric Cannon and Travis. Was pretty much a 7. This was a pretty good matchup. What do you think of the matchup with Tony East, Josh Woods versus Eric Cannon and Travis Titan?
I tried getting time to watch Dark Elevation and Dark, but by the time I did, I had no time. I had other things to do. Work just kind of going back to work this week just kind of took time out of my day, and I wasn't able to catch those. But I will try next week to get it done.
All right, I'll review it. I'll review Dark and Elevation.
I'm so sorry, man.
Basically, it was like it was technically in knees to the face. Woods for knees trying to complete that one. Knees picked up, get hot tag, kick to the jaw, corkscrew neck for Woods. And the two with him can. Scholar said, "Don't know what to call that." Mr. Manhart didn't know what to call it either. So, yeah. Hello?
Yep.
Okay, let's continue on. We got the Dark Order versus Oz Grace, John Jackson, Drew System, and Tug Cooper. Dark Order brought a record 1-10, 4-on-4 action. All their opponents were ready in the ring to make it a 8-man tag team debut. I didn't guess this match was appease their crowd after they had to watch a local favorite Eric Cannon get demolished. As Mr. Menard himself noted, Dark Order got a reaction of his area. AEW goes where the cloud. He also noted it's like the pause with the hand sign they do. Vance put a spine on the pine. This Claria Jabroni looked like a house member of the Rock and Roll Express. Put their pendulum team finisher for Johnny Huggy made the pin. This was Dark Order's big victory. So, how is it going with Dark Order? Is it going good, or do they need to break up?
I think, in general, I think Dark Order should stick together. I think it's just one of those original AEW ideas that I think as long as Hangman kind of is affiliated with that group, I think it just helps guys like a John Silver and Alex Reynolds to be elevated a little bit. But I'm not totally hooked on Evil Uno.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Did that catch any of that?
Yeah, I got some of that. Yeah, this is good. It's pretty good. Dark Order. All right, let's go. Serena D versus Saria. The professor brought record 10-1 to the ring. Saria was waiting for her record 0-10. Goodness for Saria, they trust her in the ring with contra talent. Bad news for Saria, she being paid look at every IC time she booked. Given she was in the ring with a submission specialist, she wouldn't even get what to do. Yeah, she tried to exchange strikes with D, but put the brakes kicker in the head face. But D responds with the hit on hanger and neck breaker to the ropes. D put an elbow to the back of the head, slapped Saria in the face. Saria escaped a thrust for a kick, but D made her dizzy by countering a backslip multiple times before hitting Doc TikToks and applying the Saria lock. Saria topped out on a face down. Yeah, that was Saria D1. So, what kind of feud do you see for Saria Deeb?
For Serena Deeb, I just picture her, especially if Athena, which we'll talk about later, uh, if Athena's the one that dethrones Jade Cargill, I think uh, Athena against Serena Deeb would be a great program.
Yeah. Good program. Yeah. Now I got Konosuke Takahashi versus Cesar Bonin. Bonin gets his own entrance match, scoring a record of 2-7 for 2022. No one cares. Like, the guitar licks for Takahashi hit and the crowd erupted. He brought a record of 7-5 to the ring. Many people are calling this summer of Moxley, right? There's an argument to be made that it's the summer of Takahashi. He could use a better one loss record in AEW. Really want that statement to be true. Emotionally, at least, I'm not inclined to argue with Mr. Menard. Takahashi threw some elbows. Bonet missed two clotheslines. Takahashi lane connected. Takashi smacked him in the face before. Burnett hit a backbreaker on the Tiger Drive, but Takashi kicked out. Burnett hit a kick to the face, a dropping knee, and a running knee strike for the sudden victory. So, will you miss Konosuke Takashi in the United States?
Oh yeah, like he's one of those guys that you just see the talent oozing out of him, and you're just like, he's going to be special. He's going to be a major player in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, will be a major player. And what do you see Survivor Bonin going forward? Do you see him signing a full time contract at AEW, or does he try to go back to WWE?
I think he'll try to sign a full time deal with AEW, but right now, from the little bit I've seen of him, I don't think there's anything. In just my opinion, I don't think there's anything special in him that you don't see in a few other people.
We got Julia Hart versus Free Range Kara. The House of Black's own Julia Hart brought down the lights, brought out the smoke machines, brought a record of 10-3 to the ring. Free Range Kara is making AEW debut in this contest. Kara is very wary of Scary Hart, and a kick to the face the moment she got close. Shot roll the ring cover and Hart calmly and methodically stalked her until suddenly sprinted forward with a vicious clothesline. She threw Kara back in, posted in the turnbuckle, then another strikes to referee told her to break at 4. Kara returned in favor, got the same warning. Then Hart took her down with a choke slam, got warned to let go of Kara's throat. Hart locked on her submission, and Kara twitched in agony, met back to the farm. Julia Hart wins. What do you see about Julia Hart character that's going to be big for her going forward?
Just being associated with guys like Malachi, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, I think that just helps her to know the in ring ethic. She's still pretty young, so she's still got a lot of time to bloom and really impress the people in AEW.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, what do you think of Fruin's Kara? Should she get a Ring of Honor contract, or she could keep trying?
I would say just keep trying. Like, it's just early on. Like, they got to build a roster for Ring of Honor. So I would say, supply Ring of Honor with good talent for the women's division. I think you've got it made.
Yeah. Now you got Private Party versus Jossie and JDX. Private Party brought a record of 30-21 to the match in Indianapolis. Jossie and JDX were working together as a tag team for the first time in AEW. Small JDX chant broke out, but as about got in the way. They didn't have long to say anything for neither Jossie or ADX got in the single moment offense. The 100% one-sided affair ended with gin and juice for the victory. Do you see Private Party finally beat Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland for the AEW Tag Team Champions at Rampage?
I do not. I think I love Private Party. Private Party is one of my favorite tag teams. I think at some point they got to get back to a babyface turn and start a run. Maybe further down the line being tag team champions. But I think Swerve and Our Glory is just too good and too popular right now to have them lose right now.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And what do you see Swerve or Glory continuing going forward?
I think you get them a good match with Private Party on Friday, and then I think soon enough, I think you put them in a feud with FTR. I think that's a good you know story built uh title match going down the line.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much a good story. It will be a good story for Wherever Not Glory. Anyway, we got the returning Penelope Ford versus Hedda Reckless. The returning Ford brought a record of 34-19. Reckless was waiting for her 0-1. Menard, wait a minute, Reckless? That's her father's name? Reckless? I don't know about that. Here I do know, Mr. Menard. Every match for the debut of commentary has been short. Feature has started beating up a worker. The result was never doubt whether you read the sport or not. Kid Sabian was at ringside wearing a boxer. His head first one. Ford hit a gutbuster bridging an Indian deathlock for the victory. So, what do you think about Penelope Ford return?
I like it. It's a well needed face with especially with the Chris Statlander injury. Like if she gets built up enough, I think she's a good opponent for Thunder Rosa or Tony Storm when or after All Out, like as a you know a short feud on Dynamite.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got the Acclaim versus JT Energy and Justin Fowler. The Acclaim went 37-9. Caster, yo, listen, yo. The Acclaim league is staying like Hawaiian Punch, running up like the FBI didn't Trump. This little dude has no saving. About to kick his ass to the curb like Pete Davidson. This other dude can handle looking like a broke ass Christopher Dane. You're getting run down, man. The Acclaim is a house. We're uncrowned champions. So, Fowler Energy were making debut as a team here. The rap was longer than the match. Cassie hit a mic drop energy. AA broke ass Christopher Daniels for the pin. So, what do you think of Private Party? I mean the Acclaimed.
Uh, the Acclaimed, I think the Acclaim are on the rise. Like the Acclaimed are right there on the threshold of breaking through as like one of the best tag teams they have. They're close. I think, when we talk about Dynamite, them getting Billy back as like their manager, I think that's going to help them out so much.
Yeah. Yeah. You got Hikaru Shida, Thunder Rosa, Tony Starr versus Nyla Rose, Amisaka, Maria Sheffer. Rise 51-14. Sheffer is 10-4 and Sakura 18-8. All accompanied by Figueroa and Backlund Aki. We got Cedar came out first for the faces, followed by Storm Rosa. They weren't billed eventually, but instead listed as making their debut trio. Shida hit Sakura with a backbreaker, and Sakura hit turned the favor. Sakura tied her up in the ropes, while having a spot table for tagging Rose. Rose made a senton and made her Cheetah tagging Storm, hit a diving crossbody net breaker. Sakura interfered, got thrown on the own out, but gave Rose some time to hit the super kick. Shafir tagged in, Storm went for instant cradle, followed with a shotgun drop. Hip attack was next. Storm hit up DT for the pin with nobody for the heel to break it up, which is a rather usual six-person match of the fact that none of us in the entire thing. It was a very short bout, though, in keeping with the entire episode. So, what do you think about the development of Maria Sheffer?
She's getting better. I wish that like she would be as good as like Ronda Rousey or Shayna Baszler is, her friends in WWE. But I'm like, I do see the progress. I think it's helpful for her to be in a ring with Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose and Sheeta. But like, I just see her progressing not as quickly as her other four horsewomen did.
Yeah. So basically, the whole show elevation was good. If you enjoy squashes, start panning out the records. But anyone else that forgot this week, I understand. So let's now go to AW Dark review. All right, here it goes. AW Dark. AW Dark, episode 157. We got Excalibur Taz calling the action. We have tonight a former RH Pure champion facing down Pure Evil. Let's get to it. We got Ari Daivari versus Fuga Dason. Hugo came out first, opening the match, sporting a record of 5-5. He came out fortunately for Davari did not play as he win by Bordex and Sanjay spread 20,201 record. Taz put over Davari's massive wealth. He says probably bumped to New York while taking it to a hedge fund manager. Scott Taz, if I had your money, I'd burn money. Taz, I actually stole money from one of your broadcast colleagues. He was wearing a cowboy hat. You know what he is. I bet I do. The Orlando crowdfunding behind Fugo against Davari. Fugo versus arm rigger. The head scissors take over. Davari rolled through, float over, front headlock, then put a arm ring on back on. Davari sent Fugo over the apron, but he back in for another head scissor, another like super for a near fall. Davari took over again, whipped Fugo into a turnbuckle hard, Sanjay laughed, and Burdex mercilessly. Some say the only motion he has ever shows. Davari Fugo trade strikes. Sanjay grabbed the boot outside. Davari hit a back over for a near fall. Davari choked Fugo using the rope, so Aubrey Edwards pulled out, so Sanjay took over for him while her back was turned. Fugo ducked a clothesline, got caught in a sleeper. Davari screamed, gave up. Fugo Edwards grabbed his arm, checking he was conscious. He pulled up for the third drop. Fugo got to his elbow. Netbreaker. Netbreaker. It's up. Fugo hit a moonsault on the floor. Slim J. Bordeaux took a section surrounding him. Posted him on outside. He threw Fugo back on a lariat. Kiss my ass. The crowd hit frog splash for the win. We got Siobhan interviewed Davari afterward. He says, if you're willing to help 1 second while I tell you all these pieces of pork garbage, just shut their mouths. He tells everybody in wrestling where my money, my investments cooking going up and up, why I could purchase the best guys at my back. We got the trust busters. Everyone step us. We will trust bust your ass. So, what do you think of this trust buster thing?
I got to give it a little bit more time. Right now, they have the powerhouse and that Parker Boudreaux, but I think it's just a work in progress. I think the more people they add, kind of like they are doing with Stokely Hathaway, is going to help them out so much. But you also got to make sure that you're not just adding people just to add them to get them TV time.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. We got Robin Renegade versus Little Nightingale. The match starts with we got Renegade set a really well overhead shot through a hip attack lariat that crossed by for a measure. Shot through a kick to the face, but it wasn't working. Robin took over, chopped the chest. She got cocky with the hand, third one missed. Nightingale gave her a receipt right back. Renegade hit a backstabber, went for nerd naked choke, but Nightingale back into a corner, turnbuckle, check her out, shake her out. Taz mocked Scott for his 1950s reference, and she was rocking Robin. Showed to the trim metric switch and hit a fishwoman buster super for 2. Nightingale hit a spine bust and pulled the straps down for the Dr. Bomb. So Willow Nightingale wins. So what do you think of Willow Nightingale so far?
Oh, she's been good. The things I've seen from her, I'm like, again, she's young, and I'm like, the more she learns, I think she'll be a great addition to the women's division in AEW. I just think that, uh, you still got to give people enough time to, and this is why Dark is such a good show, is that it helps people like a Willow Nightingale get experience as much as it is, playing off the crowd and honing in her craft.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then you got Brock Anderson versus Petico. Petico thankful not to come by Luther. His record was 1387 and copied by his father, Aaron, and brought singles record of 1411. For whatever reason, Seko was wearing Road Boys spikes. Maybe he could have kept them on during the match, they would have helped. Normally, I could suspend disbelief situations like this. But watching a kid who looks like a younger version of your forces sells for absolute dark stretch beyond believable real. Internet real. So I can't wait for Brock hit Spinebuster. He finishes him off. Spectacle went to the top rope, missed as usual. Brock hit a DDT and a clothesline response. Side slam, Spinebuster, Spectre, 1, 2, 3. Swallowers, Gallagher says huge victory, and not too stretches critically. So basically, Brock Anderson wins. So what do you think of Brock Anderson so far?
He's just like his dad. He's got like that, big guy, like very hard hitting mentality. I think you put him with a good, partner. I think he and a partner, I can't give you a name right now who I put him off with, but like I could see him being great as a tag team at the moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, we got Abandoned versus Maleficent. Abandoned by a record of 34-3. Maleficent at 0-4. So, yeah, okay. So Messiah continue to look like immature. Yeah. Yeah, and brand imitation of Dion Pazzo. I don't know. Alright, the match started right. Abandon hit a cutter, a kick to the gut, a kick to the jaw. Sets on the spine, but Fista fought back with some punches to the gut. Bandit immediately came back with a back to Beliala for the win. This was an 8.88% squash, 2% Mephisto. So wait, what's going good for Bandit going forward?
Um, who was this again? Your audio kind of got out there.
It was a Bandit versus Fista. Like she won the squash match.
Gotcha. Um, I really have no opinion on them right now, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Bandit is like a ring. Could be a Ring of Honor star.
Hmm.
Yeah, if Tony can get that Ring of Honor deal immediately faster, but anyway, and Jericho versus Balan Aki. Jericho came out at 6-3. So let's get to the match. Aki did his best match, technical styles up Angelico, but got won by back elbow, snares and strikes. Aki kicked his way out wrist lock, hit a drop kick for a drop through a series of kicks. Jericho went right back to his grappler throw, tied Aki up and knots while sitting on his back for submission. And speaking of Amy Sakura, so anyway, what do you think? What do you think of Angelica in the future?
I think Angelico is going to be good Ring of Honor star.
Yeah, yeah, he will be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got Emi Sakura versus Renee Michelle. Sakura brought a record 18-8 ring. Michelle was waiting for his 1. Chuck was no mood, be nice opponent. Whelmed immediately Chuck like an enemy villain. Michelle made a comeback with a missile drop kick. The crowd got behind her for a moment, but Sakura immediately slashed her face at canvas. They switched allegiance for Wheel Rocky chops, a crossbody, double underhook backbreaker, splash on a knee to the face for a 2 count. Queen's Gambit finished her off. She minded T spotted T afterwards. So you think Emi Sakura is going to win the AEW Women's World Title?
Um, I don't. I think she would be better to win the TBS title if she got a chance. But I think right now there are so many other women that would get it before her that I think she's a great enhancement talent to where she makes every other woman look good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. All right. We got Josh Woods versus Cobra, the technical beast. Woods brought a record 4-3. So Cobra's waiting to make his AEW debut. So Cobra started by Alfred handshake. Woods immediately took advantage, took over the work, the left arm. Cobra got out of the knee, clubbed into the back, throwing him in the corner for one knees to the body. Referee warned him to back up. Woods stuck the closeout, picked up the ankle on the leapfrog, hit a German suplex authority, clinched up a submission for the sudden tap. Cobra looked pretty good for a minute, so he let him take control in the match. But it's no surprise that Woods won here without Tony Nese smart externally. Bring Cobra back, let him Petticoat. So, how do you feel Cobra in the future?
I think he's going to be a good player in Ring of Honor. You got like I was saying earlier, you just got to try to build that brand up. You know, even if you get some young guys, you'll have some well-known guys like Claudio and Daniel Garcia, but then you'll also have guys like a Cobra that could fit really well as like a mid card at the moment kind of guy.
Yeah, Cobra. We got Rohit Raju versus Vekas Cash. Raju brought a record 2-2. Let's get to the matchup. So Raju hit a jumping knee, went to the top rope, did a diving double foot stop for the pin. At least one of them had a record over 500. Taz called the reduction truck for the replay of Tony Schiavone hit the ring for an interview with Raju. He said, Raju said, Tony, you've been doing this a long time. You tell me what does future hold? Bright as his mother calls him the sun. He shines like one. You Nimrods go outside, play attention to the star sky. That's me. Science and saying, well, your potential, pay attention to wrestling's bright star, Rahit Raju. So, would Rahit Raju be able to fit in Ring of Honor or AEW?
I think from looking at him, I'd say he's more of a Ring of Honor right now, but like the more that we see of him, he could transition into AEW.
Yeah, a transition. We got Charlotte Renegade versus Sky Blue. hmm Let's get to the matchup. So Blue had sloppy, ran out, and better kick, thrust kick for near fall. Kept waiting for their kicks to match the contest. Blue hit a bad look crossbody for near fall. Renegade set out with another her for near fall. Blue was annoying with his bad majors a total lack of chemistry. Sure enough, after Blue hit a twisting neckbreaker, Renegade rolled out, tried to switch places, but Ray referee caught it and threw Rabinow's Blue hit a thrust kick and smashed Renegade's face first in the mat for the pin. Excalibur said Charlotte's beaten for the second time here. So, you think Sky Blue's a little rough? Is like is getting like is it getting this bad or is just lack of chemistry? Hello? Hello, do you hear?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. With Sky Blue, I think I think it's just lack of chemistry. I think she's got to be in there with the right opponent. It's still a learning process. She's still young.
Yeah. All right, we got Bear Country versus Axel Rico and Victor and Inertia. Bronson and Boulder by a tag team record. So Bronson sat on Insta where he tried to punch line, flipped it outside tagging Boulder. Boulder hit double clothesline and stabbed out everybody in the middle of the ring. Did he get a haircut? Looks different tonight. I don't know. Bronson tagging got thrown by his partner into a pile and corner. He dragged both carcasses in the middle of the ring, double pin. Do you want to see his looks? Well, you're good luck. So, what do you think of both? How impressed are you with Bear Country?
Bear Country, I think, are going to be same thing with like the Viking Raiders. I think they'll have their moment at some point, but it's just you got to make sure that they can squash people and like build them up as like big, powerful guys, and then they can go after the tag titles.
Okay. Yeah. We got Kayla Ross versus Avery Brooks. I feel it's the first time I see Ross since Georgia of AEW. She was covered at Diamond Sheet to make her AEW debut. We have seen her plenty before, so okay. Rossi caught her across body, did some curls while throwing her into the Fire Woman's carry, dropped her caping up, then doing a standing moonsault, and stopping before the referee saw count of three. Brooks hit a secure response where I struck her like Sheik. Rossi hit a lariat and a nasty brainbuster for the three. So Rossi's re-debut was a success. So why not you think of Kayla Rossi?
I think she'll be a good person to build up to getting a TBS title shot.
Yeah. And apparently we got a return of Cesar Barnet on Down Dark versus Marcus Cross. Barnet had a record of 2-8. Anyway. So so Barnet so everybody like Cross was on the offense. They were ringing Hangman chants. You probably not anyway, but Barnet planted Cross like a tree for the victory. So I have nothing to say about this match. It was pretty a squash match for Cesar Barnet. Do you agree?
Yeah, sure do.
All right, now we got Blake Christian versus Powerhouse Hobbs. We got Mr. All Heartbreak Christian come out first. All right, so all right, so he rolled back like Hobbs was beating him on the outside. He rolled back in the ring to make Audrey Edwards break the count. Came out, dragged Christian like a dead body, threw him back in the ring. That seemed like wake up Christian up. He hit a 450 to the back, looking for a pin. Hobbs kicked out at one, spine on the pine, 1, 2, 3, over. Then I went for number 1, 2 contender in the men's division. So this is basically Powerhouse Hobbs, a squash match to build up for Starks versus Hobbs at All Out. So what do you think of the prediction of the match between Hobbs and Starks at All Out?
Ooh, I'm excited for it. Like that's just one of the matches where the story is there. When we get into Dynamite, it's kind of like you're gonna see how good they can work well together.
Yeah, they pretty much can how well work their well together. Yeah, the players will literally face each other all out. So I cannot wait what they'll see happen. So this week's elevation, I mean AEW Dark was fine. It was okay. We
Right.
saw Rossi's re-debut, Bear Country Rare Things, and it was pretty good in the end. So let's now we go to the Dynamite. The recap, the House of Dragon recap. So we got CM Punk coming out the promo, coming out here to action. Punk raises the world title. He says he has some non-important things to take care of. Some important things. Punk challenges Heyman Page for a rematch, asking him to come out to the ring right now. Heyman doesn't come out. Punk says that's not cowboy shit, that's coward shit. Then Punk talks about John Mox being number one, but in some fans' hearts, he is number one in AEW. Punk says Mox is over in number two, where he's been, and it's the same here. Punk also said Moxley is the very best guy in the Gorilla, receiving a recurring theme in his career. Then Punk talks about the interim means temporary. He's willing to test himself against Moxley, but he's not even willing to test himself against his best friend, and calls Eddie Kingston the second best Eddie Kingston has been in the ring with. Then he talks about Moxley being the first Johnny ever been beaten in the Chicago over the belt, and he says in the number one category either. Now we got Moxley making his way into the crowd. Punksley talks Punk about the drop of pipe bombs. Punk says he's the best wrestler in the world in his own mind, but he's not even the best wrestler in catering most days. Then he talks to Punk, thinks that the microphone gives him power by a real word. Every word he spits on the mic doesn't mean shit. Then Moxley points at Punk's belt and says it doesn't mean shit either. Moxley admits that his own belt doesn't mean shit either until he beats Punk and throws it down. Moxley says he has the heart and soul of AEW. Punk says he can be the heart and soul while he's the dollar and cents of AEW. Then Moxley ran out. Moxley said Punk ran out of the fight spirit a long time ago and he wants to prove him wrong. He can do something about it. Punk said he'll prove at the pay per view, but he's afraid he touches Moxley and he'll just bleed all over him. Moxley shoves Punk and they start going after security hits the ring. What do you think of this whole segment with Punk, Hangman, and Moxley?
I I thought the segment was fantastic. I thought Punk showing the little bit of the heel side that kind of he hasn't really shown since coming to AEW. I like that. I like the way Mox was, kind of saying as few words as possible. The only thing I had wrong with this segment, and I don't know if you did too, but when they were getting pulled apart, it just felt like when they would try to go back after each other, it wasn't as much of a, I want to go attack this guy as it was kind of, let's just kind of give them a sneak preview of like, you know, trying to fight fight each other, I guess is the best way I can say it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my issue too. But anyway, okay, we got the backstage for Powerhouse Hobbs. He said he was hired for one thing, was to make sure Ricky Starks stayed champion, but Starks is a loser. He also said he has something for the factory too. So why you put this segment together? Do you think he has what's something in mind Hobbs has for the factory?
I think he's gonna pretty much destroy them one by one, leading up to, or even like having him against all the factory and just like kind of do what Wardlow did against the security guards and just squash them.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much is most likely gonna happen. Yeah. So now we got the 2 out of 3 falls match. Brian Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. Ricky Steamboat joined the Taiki for the match. Garcia put Danielson in Dragon Sleeper. Danielson passed out. Garcia got the victory. Garcia Garcia applies the Dragon Sleeper. Danielson versus to a pin. So it's now 1-1 between Garcia and Danielson. Then Danielson applies the bell lock. Garcia tried to fight it out. Danielson tried elbowing, lock it again until Garcia passed out. Danielson won the match to beat him. And post match, Danielson tried to offer a handshake. Garcia was going to step, but Jericho tapped Danielson behind. Garcia shoves Jericho away. Jericho got into his face. Garcia slaps Jericho's hand away, Jericho pointing at him, and Jericho warns before leaving. So, what do you think of this big matchup?
It it was good. Like Daniel Garcia. is, once he breaks away from Jericho, I think he's ready for either, a rub with the Blackpool Combat Club, or, go after the TNT title maybe after Wardlow gives it, or loses it, or relinquishes it to go after the World Heavyweight Championship. But I think, you know, Brian Danielson against Jericho for All Out's going to be good, and I think you're going to have, uh, and especially because in the next segment, Ricky Steamboat, telling Jericho that, uh, pretty much Daniel Garcia should be mentored by Brian Danielson. I think you're going to have a Ricky Steamboat and Daniel Garcia interference in that All Out if it's Danielson against Jericho, and you're going to see that Daniel Garcia is probably going to make the transition over to the Blackpool Combat Club and hopefully get elevated to even a bigger level than Jericho already has him at.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So Tony is comes out for a match. Moxley buys Tyson and get back in the ring. So then we have Moxley say sick of waiting for Punk. He says, let's get this shit over it now. Punk comes out, but security producers try to keep them away from each other. So we got Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta coming out to Moxley back. Then we got Jericho backstage. Jericho's going to give Garcia a pass what happened because Jessica didn't see this match. Then we got Jericho says he wants to talk to Garcia face to face in the ring, wants to make sure whose side Garcia is on. And y'all know Steamboat walks out said Garcia is coming to his own, doesn't need Jericho in his group. He says anyone should mentor Garcia. Giants is a better choice. Just like you said before, Jericho said he has been like Steamboat 15 years now and stay out of the business. Jericho, Angelo Park in Steamboat's face, but Steamboat decks him. Then we got some Gun Club versus Wesley Blondes. Gun Club defeated Wesley Blondes in a squash. Post match, Billy Gunn says what he's been trying to tell him for weeks to just get things done, start firing around. The Gun says part of the other work is next to his son. Stoke Hathaway comes out and smiles. Gun Club, they attack their dad. The Acclaim runs on Glove Club retreats. The Acclaim makes up with Billy and they hug. So what do you think of this Gun Club versus Wesley Bloods post match segment?
Uh, I think it's one thing to try to separate Billy's kids from him. I just don't. I just don't know what they are looking for, because, like, I don't think they're bad wrestlers. I don't think the Gun Club are bad. I just think that they're perceived because of their dad, and I think splitting them up from their dad is going to probably help them in the long run.
Yeah. All right, now got backstage with Death Triangle taunting a Young Empire. Pac said he and Wall Ospreay have some unfinished business, so he's looking forward to next week. So this was basically Pac talking to Ospreay, Death Triangle for next week's match, next Dynamite, next Wednesday, Young Empire versus Death Triangle. What's your prediction? Who's gonna win?
I gotta go with United Empire, especially because what we saw later on in the show. I think a lot of people are going to be hooked onto United Empire against the Elite. So that way, make a Will Ospreay match.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Then we got Jungle Boy comes out, charged Christian Cage all out. He started calling Christian a pussy, but Christian comes out, refuses to face Jungle Boy. Christian says his name between them got a hand, but really he's part of Jungle Boy. Says year ago, Jungle Boy couldn't even face form a sentence, and says he's been reflecting on their issues. Christian saying he want to fix these problems between them, not fight. He wants to go on another run. Jungle Boy said, and he'll take him to the promised land this time. Christian said they are family. It says Jungle Boy's like the sun to him, tells him to come home. Jungle Boy started beating him down, but Christian low blows him. Jungle Boy fights back, tries Christian's arm to starts stopping him until security pulls him off. So what is going to lead to, like, the match is happening, it's all out. But what's going to happen in that match?
I think we get Luchasaurus siding with Christian. I think that Luchasaurus is going to perceive that Christian was right. And, like, we're going to learn that maybe a week or two after. He's going to be like, he's going to make it seem like Christian was right all along, that Jungle Boy really didn't care about him. All he wanted to do was just go after Christian.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. We got backstage with like FTR Wardlow challenged Lethal's Crew to a trios match at All Out. Wardlow says it doesn't matter how big someone, everyone can get power bombed. So that was a backstage segment for FTR Wardlow. What do you see? Like, who will win with the FTR Wardlow and Lethal's Crew at All Out in the trios match?
I think it's going to be Wardlow and FTR. I think Wardlow, to really get him back on a roll, because like since he's had the TNT title, it's kind of been like he's lost a little bit. But I think if he can powerbomb Satnam Singh, I think you're going to have the crowd go crazy, and you got him back the momentum that he had when he had the feud with MJF.
Yeah. Now we got Tony Storm versus Kylan King. Tony Storm defeated Kylan King, and we had an announcement that Thunder Rosa will defend her AEW Women's title against Tony Storm at All Out. Do you think Tony Storm will win the title at All Out?
I think so. I think that I would like to see the uh hold on. Let me try that again. I think Tony Storm will win because I think you can do a double turn where, you know, even though that Tony Storm's a face right now, I think you put Thunder Rosa as a heel, and I think her energy chasing the title as a heel is perfect for this story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're perfect. So it was announced that Mox will face Punk for the Undisputed title next week. Rosa will defend the women's title at All Out. Young Buck's partner is Kenny Omega. And Omega gets a dying ovation. Don Callis joins commentary. We've seen Omega wearing a huge brace on his shoulder. Before that, like, who think that's gonna win the title next week? Like Moxley versus Punk for the undisputed title next week, or will MJF interfere?
I don't think we're actually going to get it. I think we're going to get a knockout brawl that, goes with the last like 5-10 minutes of Dynamite, and it's going to end in a no contest. I think it's going to come down to where I think Mox and Punk go for a Chicago street fight at All Out.
Yeah, that'll be good. A Chicago street fight. And all right, let's go to the Mega Elite versus the La Faca and Nabras. Apparently, it was for the start of the trios title. It was the Elite defeated La Faca and Nabros, Dragon Lee, Rush, and Andrade El Idolo. Basically, Omega pins Lee for the win. During the post match, Andrade dropped Dragon Lee with Samurai and ripped his mask off. So, what do you think of the match and the post match?
I thought the match was, really good. Like, I think Kenny Omega, has a little bit of ring rust, but we expected that. But I think the post match, and this is one of the complaints that, I've seen a lot with AEW Dynamite, and this is just something that they need to time out better. But like something that happened after the match with Dragon Lee getting the mask taken off and them wondering what's going on. Like, I want to see more of that. I want to see like, what happened, because like we saw the mask fly off and the Young Bucks and Kenny going back towards the ring, and then it cuts to the next show, and I'm like, I want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, we should see it more often, So, what's your prediction for All Out? Will it be a great pay-per-view or a meh?
I think it'll be a great pay-per-view. I think it would have been meh if Punk and Omega were not ready. I think it would still been a good show, but I don't think it would have been as good if Punk and Omega were not on this.
Yeah, pretty much. In these unique times, AgostoAllElite can make a difference. Please buy our custom merch today at AgostoAllElite store on bonfire.com. You could buy our merch with a 20% off with the code Augusto Big Sale. So come on to AgostoAllElite store at Bonfire to get our merch.
and it's 20% off. So hurry up and go get it now.
Let's go to the Rampage recap first. All right. All right, we got Castagnoli and Yuta heading to the ring. Castagnoli says it feels great to stand in front of his mentor, Ricky Steamboat. The crowd chants Ricky. He then issues an open challenge for the Ring of Honor World title. Dustin Rhodes answers. He says dreamed of being in Castagnoli's place, world champion for the last 30 years. If he says he accepts, then he'll give him the best version of himself. Castagnoli accepts the challenge for next week. The two shake hands before Castagnoli walks off. So, what do you think of this Castagnoli promo?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought, for really his first big promo since winning the championship, I thought as a guy that really, had that fire still that, he talked about when Dustin came out. And I'm just expecting like him to be a great Ring of Honor World Champion. Dustin next week's going to be really good.
I have another question. Like, does Dustin, like, if Dustin Rhodes would it be a world champion if WWE gave him a chance?
I think at some point I thought his best run really came about 10 years ago when he and Cody were teaming. I thought his character was probably the best it had ever been at that point. But I think at that point, it's hard to say because, you had guys like John Cena and Randy Orton at the time that were just on top of their game. And I don't know even if it was just a, short title reign, I don't know if he would have been able to get.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Backstage, Ortiz, Ruby Soul say they'll be dying to get their hands on San Guevara, Tay Melo. Ortiz say to do it next week. What do you think of this backstage segment with Ortiz and Ruby Soho?
I don't think it was bad, but I think Ortiz went a little too crazy. Like I love Ortiz. Ortiz I think is a wrestler and a great character, but like there are times when I feel like he takes the promo over the top. I'm like, I get that you want to go after these guys, but I'm like, just calm down a little bit. Like, let your actions speak louder than your words.
Yeah. So we have Sammy Guevara and Taylor Mello versus Ortiz Ruby Soho next week on Rampage. So would Ortiz Soho win, or are Sammy and Guevara and Mello gonna win?
I think Ortiz and Soho are gonna win. I think they have enough beef. I think that it's going to be another great match. I think Ortiz and Sammy have great chemistry. I'm not sure about Ty and Ruby yet, but like I think that Ortiz needs to get the win.
Yeah, it definitely should get the win. All right, we got Swerve and our Gurley versus Glory versus Private Party for the AEW Tag Team Championship. This was a great matchup. Swerve and Glory defeated Private Party to retain the tag belts. Private Party put a big effort against Swerve and our Glory, but Swerve and our Glory gained the victory. So, what do you think of this tag title matchup?
It was good. I think Private Party is still showing like they can be a top tag team right now. It's just not their time.
Okay, yeah. Like, what do you think is gonna happen with Private Party going forward?
I think the way that the end of the match was with Keith Lee showing the respect. I think this is the start of a face turn for a Private Party. I think they get back to being a fan favorite.
Yeah, a fan favorite. Yes, definitely. All right, we got backstage with Daddy Magic asked if the FTW title is held by a sports entertainer. So basically, it was Daddy Magic asking for the FTW title opportunity. And what I'm seeing is Daddy Magic versus Hook for the FTW title in the future. What do you think of it?
Uh, I gotta just see more of Daddy Magic because I just want to see how good he could be with other people just by himself as a single star. I just want to see how good he can be by himself.
Yeah. 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 All right. Another backstage. We had a factory at the poker table. Hobbs approached them and flips the table. Basically, Hobbs is mad at the factory, and Hobbs said he will deal with the factory. So what I'm seeing is that Hobbs is going to be facing the factory in like a gauntlet match to build up towards Ricky Starks versus Hobbs.
Yeah, I see that too. I think it's going to come to where, next week they'll try to, attack Ricky, and Ricky's going to fight him off, and Hobbs is going to say, "You didn't get the job done, so I'm going to make sure that you guys don't come to Dynamite the next week."
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. All right, we got Billy Gunn addressing his sons, say he will beat them next with his friends. The Acclaim walk in and says it's him. So what I'm seeing is we see next week Dynamite we're gonna have Billy Gunn versus Colton Gunn, a father versus son match, and the Acclaim will be at Billy Gunn's side. So what do you think this whole Billy Gunn addressing his sons thing? Hello?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
My
Again,
phone.
Billy Gunn. What do you think of Billy Gunn addressing his sons next week on Dynamite?
I think that with this story, I think it's good to try to. I like the story that's kind of building up with Billy and his sons. I just want to see where it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. We got Buddy Matthews versus Spectacle. So Buddy Matthews defeated Spectacle in a small gouache matchup. Then during post match, Miro heads to the ring of Malachi Black's mask. Matthews and Miro begin brawling where Miro tosses in the ring steps. Hart stares down Miro where he delivers a smash to Matthews in the corner. He falls over, still stops, and a super kick. So the matchup, what do you think of the matchup, the post match with Miro and stuff?
The Buddy Matthews is a great athlete. I've said that from the time he was in WWE. Uh, I I like how Serpentico just sold for him. Uh, that was really great. The post match stuff, I think it's leading to either Miro helping the House of Black beat Dark Order next week, or I think it's Miro causing them to lose, and we get Malachi Black against Miro at All Out.
Yeah, okay. That'd be good. A
Oh yeah.
good all-out matchup. All right, we have Athena versus Penelope Ford. Athena defeated Penelope Ford in a good women's matchup. During the post-match, Cargill, the baddies head to the ring, assault Athena with a sledgehammer. So, what do you think of the match and the post-match?
The match was all right. It was at a point where like I was trying to pay attention, but like I don't know if it was just where it was in the show, but like I don't know if their chemistry was, off a little bit. But the post match I thought was good just to kind of still build up to Jade against Athena at All Out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much will be all out. Athena versus Jade Cargill. Mm-hmm. The AEW Trios Championship quarterfinals, Best Friends versus Trustbusters. During the matchup, Sonny Kiss tries to interfere to get Trustbuster the upper hand, but Dan has a spoof Kiss as Slim J, Best Friends trio hit the finisher for the win. And during the post-match, Best Friends Don Hanson posed to close the show. So what do you think of the match and the post-match?
I thought the match was really good. I think, you put the Trustbusters in there with guys that are, really good, like best friends, and I think you get really good matches. I just next week or whoever they face in the next round, whether that be House of Black or Dark Order, I think you got a really good matchup either way in the next round of the tournament.
Yeah. I have another question. What do you feel that Sonny Kiss's involvement with the Trustbusters is going to help the Trustbusters more, or is it detriment to their group?
I think it's a detriment. I think, and I don't doubt Sonny Kiss has talent, but I think it's just addition to get Sonny Kiss on TV. I just think that I don't see Sonny Kiss fitting well with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I understood. So, what do you think of this whole episode of Rampage in a nutshell?
It wasn't. It was an all right show. I just think that, and this is a detriment from even when I've gone to Dynamite before, that it's hard to, even if the matches are good, it's hard to keep the crowd interested past the 2 hour Dynamite and the 1 hour Dark tapings.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, let's go to the topics. All right, let's go to the first topic, Vince McMahon. So apparently WWE states investigation of Vince McMahon is essentially substantially complete in SEC filings. WWE revealed that a total of $19.6 million in unrecorded expenses by Vince McMahon in his 10 quill filling. WWE announced the investigation is substantially complete. WWE has spent $1.7 million on the investigation, spent approximately $10 million during the remainder of the year related to the investigation. The related costs could see this estimate. So basically, Vince McMahon has spent $19.6 million for sex and stuff. So, what do you think of the situation? Will Vince McMahon will be charged with fraud or go straight to court?
I think it'll be fraud just because he never announced it. I don't think that he'd go to court over this. I just think that the way it's going right now, with everyone else that's in charge there and him pretty much retiring, I think that he's done the right thing, and he knew that more stuff was probably coming out, and it's better for him just to handle this himself than let the company go down because of him doing this stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So, what do you think is going to happen to Vince McMahon after the whole situation?
I think he'll have to owe, a lot of money to someplace, and then, they'll probably just let him be. I don't think I think he'll still be able to talk to everyone at WWE from time to time about creative stuff, but I don't think it's going to be where he'll have a whole hand in, the everyday company run WWE stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's go to the New Japan topics. New Japan announced World Quest 2 for October. Basically, New Japan's return to the United Kingdom. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that the company will head to London on October 1st and 2nd for World Quest 2. This will be promotion's first adventure in the United Kingdom since 2019. New Japan decided to announce that Royal Quest 2 will find UK return across 2 days in London, October 1 and 2. The Indoor Arena at Crystal Palace National Sports Centre in London will play host to the best of New Japan's worldwide talent. Will hope to welcome the best fans in the world. So, what do you think of New Japan returning to United Kingdom?
I think it's good for them. I like the fact that New Japan is able to travel, even though they, mostly still have the restrictions of the cheering. From last I heard, they're still restricted on, being able to cheer in their own country. So being able to go other places and get that crowd reaction is great.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I hope that too. I hope they bring some of the UK stars to New Japan to the United Kingdom. Like they have Will Ospreay, and AEW could spare like Pac and Kip Sabian. That'll be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And now here's another news for New Japan. New Japan returns to New York in October to Rumble on the 44th Street. Stardom Town involved. New Japan Pro Wrestling is heading back to New York City. New Japan announced the promotion will hold this Rumble on the 44th Street event on October 28th. The event will take place at Palladium in Times Square. Stardom Town will involve the event. So basically, New Japan is heading back to New York with their event called the Rumble on the 44th Street. It will be on October 28th. What do you think?
It's good. Like the for them to try to keep their audience that was built around the supercard that they had a few years back, and they're going to sell that place out. It's just good to try to get more people's eyes in the states on the New Japan product.
Yeah. Like, imagine like some of the AEW stars coming to New Japan's Rumble on the 44th Street. Can you imagine it?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? You imagine it? What will happen in an event if AEW stars come to that Rumble on the 44th Street?
When is that event happening?
It's on October 28th.
October 28th. I think you could get a good tease for like a Bryan Danielson in Wrestle Kingdom. I think you can get like some teases for some great matches. I think you could get Danielson teasing a match with Okada possibly. You could get even Punk on that show if he's wanting to be like, here, I want to face this guy and let's tease that match for Wrestle Kingdom. I think it'd be a great, great way to tease Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's go straight to Kenny Omega. Apparently, there's no secret Kenny Omega is near his return to team up with the Bucks. They explained his tendon injury, shoulder injury, sports hernia. This is caused by a drop kick by a cut knee injury. It also stated that Omega was wrestling all these injuries. Anacol called it unbelievable. Omega has returned to the road behind the scenes with AEW, but he had to stop because it was too tiring, preventing his readmission. His original hope was to return to the Forbidden Door. In July, plans for the Young Bucks was canceled because it was too important to keep them to participate in the Trail Tournament with Kenny. The plans, for example, for the long-awaited match against the TR. When Fightful caught with Kenny in June, he already planned his face with Will Ospreay, who both been teasing for a while now. Kenny Omega returned to Wednesday night on Dynamite, and Kenny Omega make a huge return to the main event with the Bucks and Omega versus Los Ingobernables. So, what do you think of Kenny Omega's big return?
It really helped. I feel like, especially with Punk returning the week before, it just makes All Out such a bigger show now because you got Kenny and Punk both back. I think if Kenny or Punk didn't come back by All Out, I don't think All Out would be, as interesting of a show. It would still be good, but the product wouldn't have been as as interesting to be able to go watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much is true. Yeah, we need Kenny Omega on Dynamite. Sorry, I mean Kenny Omega's needed on Dynamite.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. NXT Europe. NXT's global expansion has begun. The next move is to take over all Europe. NXT has always been a game plan worldwide expansion, but the brand was realizing yada yada. NXT 20.0, 2021. NXT Media India was said to be slowly planned to come together. NXT future plans seem very up in the air amidst their shuffling of creative personnel in WWE. However, WWE officially announced the pending launch of NXT Europe. Fox News reported that NXT UK was still going on hiatus for months, in prelude to NXT Europe getting off the ground. NXT UK live event will culminate at NXT's Worlds Collide on Sunday, December 4th. In recent weeks, numerous NXT UK talent such as Gallus, Title Bate, Blair Devon made their trip to NXT 2.0, looking to make a statement at Braun Breaker's expense in case of Tyler Bate. The report states that the purpose of NXT Europe is structured the talent to brand Q, but we're imagining a focus on Europe itself and the talents it holds. Sean discussed dream destinations for the coming brand and notes he highly interested in places like Germany, Venice, and Paris. CM Punk, sorry, it was about NXT Europe. My mistake. We'll do the CM Punk thing after. Okay, what do you think on the NXT Europe situation?
I think it's a good thing to put that on hiatus because, especially with how NXT 2.0 has been, it's good to take a break from that because the ratings weren't doing anything. They really didn't promote it that much. The only thing I say that's bad is that they had released so many people from NXT UK, and that especially with how NXT came about, taking away a lot of the indie scene from England and the UK. It's just bad for those wrestlers to try to find work other places now.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Some of the NXT UK stars got released, and it's gonna be hard for them. It's not gonna be hard for them to find work in the Indies. It's there. Like
Right.
Impact Wrestling could take them, and GCW can use them. Basically, Impact has a chance to get some of those NXT UK stars.
Right.
Yeah, basically. All right. Okay, so let's go to CM Punk. CM Punk almost didn't come to the show. Indeed, according to a big source, Punk would be unhappy with the situation at AEW, potentially about Adam Page's comments on Colt Cabana, Punk himself during the promo. The sources talk about this do not talk about Punk wanting to leave the Federation, but threatening to do so. Sources in the locker room reportedly found Punk's taunt on Adam Page offering to pick up his rematch and disloyal. Page cannot make it to the ring despite being present. Here, these are only speculations and backstage sources. CM Punk's match against Jon Moxley next week will be decided late. We don't know how late, though. Fightful is only theorizing about Punk's displeasure, including Adam Page promo that may have gone bad for Punk. Punk reportedly saw his promo yesterday as revenge for Page's pre-double or nothing promo. So, do you think this whole thing is planned, like kayfabe, or planned or real?
I think it's a work shoot, kind of like the MJF stuff, where you can feel that there's real life tension there, but how much is the work? Because uh, with Punk Wednesday, you could tell like he was ticked off about Hangman, and you could tell there was true like anger in his promo. But like I've seen that from CM Punk on a WWE promo when he was getting ticked off as well. So like, how much is this just the CM Punk character, and how much is Phil Brooks the human?
Yeah, pretty much. Like we don't know if it's a work or a shoot. I'm seeing more as a work, but there's some moments there's a shoot.
I agree with that.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, this Punk and Hangman and Cabana situation, I don't know what's gonna be like for All Out.
I just I just hope with Punk, like you know, he always talks about change, but when it's not involving him, it feels like that's not good change.
Yeah, pretty much not good change. Punk needs to change his attitude or leave AEW. Get the hell out of here.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. At this point, Punk's goodwill is drying out, and we're seeing a new side of Punk's behavior.
Right. That's why, as much as I think if, let's say, there's not a no winner on Wednesday, we go to like a street fight for All Out, I think the best thing that could happen, and I've seen it speculated a few times, is that, why not let MJF be the savior of AEW and turn Punk heel, and you get MJF as the returning hero babyface?
Yeah, it should. Like it's a risky, but it works. Like you can make a Punk heel, and MJF can be the big baby face everyone wants.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
the thing with MJF too, it's like MJF has been telling you for months that, this guy's not your answer. You guys are cheering him, but he's not the reason why you should be watching AEW. Like he's gonna go in on business for himself. And all the promos that he said about that are honestly, right.
Yeah, pretty much he was right. Yeah, basically, yeah, he was right. Those promos are straightforward for Punk, and also the NJF said promos are true. You know?
Yep,
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, like Tony Khan needs to step in and sit Punk down and have a talk with him about his behavior.
I agree.
Yeah. Like at this point, like what do you think of Tony Khan as being a booker or a personnel?
Uh, I just think he needs to be. And I saw a person tweet about this yesterday. Tony Khan needs to be more of a boss right now than a fan, because I think him being a fan still is kind of making him overlook what the issues are.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's true. He needs to be a boss. Tony needs to be a boss and put his foot down at times.
Yeah, because especially going back to the MJF situation back a couple months ago, you got it where, you know, he pretty much badmouthed Tony, and you saw all the issues going on. But it's like Tony's like, I could use that on TV instead of, hey, let's talk. Why can't we talk about this before
Yeah,
it gets to that point?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so, all right, this is AgostoAllElite podcast, and I'll see y'all next Saturday for another episode of AgostoAllElite podcast. See y'all later. See
See
y'all
ya.
next Saturday. All right, bye.
Bye.